Every country around the world has maximum security put in place to ensure their presidents go about their duties with a peace of mind. Most African presidents don't have the beefiest security in the game, but for the 10 African presidents on today's list, they are the continent's most protected presidents. OAF presents top 10 most protected presidents in Africa. Tell us which motorcade you think is the most impressive. Let's begin. Mamadi Doumbouya. President Mamadi Doumbouya is now officially the President of Guinea. As a military officer himself, he understands a thing or two about security, and so he doesn't give room to any funny business. The President of Guinea's motorcade is quite the beefy one, not luxury-wise but combat-wise. He travels in Humvees by land and choppers by air. He is shrouded in countless bodyguards who don't blink for the safety of their president. Uhuru Kenyatta. The President of Kenya, His Excellency Uhuru Kenyatta, can't be left out of this list if we mention in Africa's most protected presidents. His presidential car is an armored Land Cruiser, and his convoy is made up of more than 10 high-speed motorcycles, several high-speed Toyota SUVs, a Mercedes-Benz X-Class, and Range Rovers whenever he steps out in public. On special occasions that warrant him to take on outstation duties, his entourage of bodyguards is made up of more than 10. President Paul Biya. The President of the Republic of Cameroon, Paul Biya, has been ruling the country for a good 37 years. It is no surprise his motorcade looks like this. He rides in an armored Range Rover Sentinel, which costs over $500,000. On special occasions, he rides in armored limousine. Paul Biya's motorcade is one of the toughest in Africa. His convoy comprises of high-speed Land Cruisers and Mercedes-Benz. Out in public, his car is heavily guarded by a group of specially trained bodyguards who run on foot at both sides of his car. In some occasions, he is led by a fleet of horses. Do you think this is an overkill? Leave us a comment down there. Paul Kagame. The current president of Rwanda, Paul Kagame, is one of the most outspoken presidents in Africa. Due to his take on controversial issues, Paul Kagame had to level up his security, placing him among one of Africa's most protected presidents. His presidential car is an armored Range Rover Sentinel, which costs more than $500,000. The features of this SUV makes it quite impossible to put a direct hit on the president. His motorcade is made out of several security motorcycles, high-speed Mercedes-Benz, Land Cruisers, Escalades, and many bodyguards flanking both sides of his car. Abdel Fattah el-Sisi. The President of Egypt is one of Africa's most heavily guarded leaders. He was signed into office in 2014 and has since ruled the country. As a military man himself, he leaves no room for errors when it comes to his security. His presidential car is a Mercedes S-Class with a special black number plate, and the fact that his country has one of the best military forces in Africa is enough to guarantee him utmost protection. When in public, he is accompanied by more than 10 bodyguards. His presidential motorcade always comprises of high-speed motorbikes, Land Cruisers, and a couple of armored Mercedes-Benz. Cyril Ramaphosa. Cyril Ramaphosa, the fifth and current president of South Africa, is on our list as one of Africa's most heavily protected presidents. Unlike other presidential motorcades, President Ramaphosa prefers crossovers to sedans or SUVs. He uses custom-made BMWs with several dispatch riders and heavily armed presidential guards. President Buhari. Being the president of the continent's most populous nation, Nigeria, President Buhari's safety is the country's topmost priority. His presidential convoy comprises of presidential motorcade, which is one of the largest and most impressive in Africa. President Buhari's security is almost impossible to penetrate. His motorcade always comprises of high-speed police motorcycles, several presidential guards which he takes with him when he goes on official assignments both in and out of the country. President Emerson. He became the third president of Zimbabwe in November 2017. As a result of Zimbabwe's political and civil unrest in recent years, the need for the president to be heavily guarded became the topmost priority of Zimbabwe. A heavy security surrounds the president, especially when he is on official assignment both in and out of the country. His presidential motorcade also comprises of high-speed police motorcycles, while the president himself most of the time rides in armored limousine flanked by many armed bodyguards. King Mohammed. The King of Morocco, King Mohammed, ascended the throne in July 1999. Mohammed is the richest president in Africa, therefore getting extra security cost him little to nothing. While in Morocco, the king's presidential car is an armored Mercedes. His motorcade normally comprises of several Mercedes-Benz and Range Rovers. When he goes off-road, King Mohammed also uses armored BMW, communication Humvees, and several high-speed motorcycles. Alassane Ouattara. Ouattara has been a president of Ivory Coast since 2010. He currently ranks as one of Africa's most protected presidents. Ouattara can be spotted with heavily armed security guards each time he goes on official assignment both in and out of the country. His car is also accompanied by heavily armed presidential guards who follow his vehicle on foot until he gets out of reach of the public. Ouattara has one of the most impressive presidential motorcades, as his convoy comprises of high-speed motorcycles and several armored Land Cruisers which follows him wherever he goes. Now, which president do you think has the most impressive security on the list? Leave us a comment down there. Share with a friend on Facebook, WhatsApp and Twitter. As usual, I'm your host Murphy, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.